Yeah, you know how we do on a Tuesday. The fellas from Missin Curfew join us live here on NHL Now. Shane O'Brien, Scotty Upshaw. You know, we've been pretty feisty the last couple weeks. I don't even have EJ here to back me up this week. Like, I just want to check in. Like, we're good, right? Like, we're not frenemies now, right? Like, we're still strictly in the friend category.
Jackie, you teed me right up. I'm waving the white flag, Jackie. I'm waving the white flag. I surrender. I surrender. Erik Karlsson wins the Norris. I don't care anymore. I surrender, Jackie. I'm throwing it.
He just wants his friend back, Jackie.
I just want my friend back.
Okay, all right. So you've mended fences with me. We'll see if you can mend fences with the New Jersey Devils fan base before the season is over. But let's get into it. EJ's not here because he's out in Florida enjoying the warm breeze, the sunshine, and taking in the GM meetings for us. And one of the topics that has come out of that is this discussion about penalties for fighting after a clean hit. Do you guys see this as a good solution?
Go for it, Big
You know what, Jackie? I do. It's something that me and Uppy have talked about the last couple of weeks on Missin Curfew. And listen, I stuck up for my teammates. You got to protect your star players. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but these clean body checks where guys are continuing to run in and jump these guys, and quite frankly, a lot of the fights we're seeing are not exactly, you know, Bobby Probert back in the day going toe-to-toe. Take a number, up dog, get him with a clean hit, or if you want to square off next shift, I just think it's a bad look for the league right now.
Yeah, and hitting there's an art to hitting. There's a way that hitting creates momentum for your team, can change the game around. The instigator rule was put in so this sort of thing, you know, never happened. Guys, when you want to fight a guy, you go up to him, you take his number, you ask him to fight. There's always been a man-to-man type rule in hockey that's how things go down. Right now, it just seems like the games can't have these great hits for the fans and for each other's team because of this fighting. I want to see more hits. I enjoyed it back in the day. I think players enjoy it more. And I think because it's getting addressed this week, it is an actual issue.
Yeah, take his number. Take his number and get him back.
Yeah, see, I like that old school mentality a little bit because I saw all of this happening and being talked about yesterday, and I was like, well, hold on a second. We're going to start giving out penalties for players that fight after clean hits. Do we even know what a clean hit is? Every time there's a hit in the NHL, half the world thinks it's clean, half the world thinks it's dirty. Now we're going to add, like, let's just throw some more gray area into there, make the job even harder for the officials. I don't think it would solve anything. In fact, I think that automatically giving penalties to players who fight after a clean hit would just further complicate it. I don't know. Am I crazy? I mean, you guys played the game.
I mean, if you want to know what a clean hit is, just look up Jacob Trouba every time he hits someone, because that is clean and hard. And yes, Jackie, you're right. People out there don't like it. Well, I'm sorry. You're allowed to hit. And what you're saying is, I get it. We don't need any more gray zone, but we cannot take hitting out of the game. And furthermore, Jackie, I think a lot of these kids that come up, they're not used to fighting. Fighting's not like it was when we played. Maybe they're scared to hit because they got to fight. And I'd rather have hitting in the game than fighting. And I just think right now it's a bad look on the league ups.
And maybe this penalty thing can just help like reset everyone's way of thinking where, you know, these young players come up and they see a big hit now and they think they have to fight. Whether the penalty's there or not, and there's this gray area, it just needs to reset the mind of like, guys, hitting is part of the game. If they crush one of our guys, someone go out and hit their guy. It's just kind of hopefully that penalty will help like just reset everyone's mind.
Yeah, I think too, like a lot of times for the players, sometimes I think it's about, oh, it's like that's our star player and he's like, yeah, it was a clean hit, but he's laid out on the ice and they feel this like obligation to be like, oh, he might be hurt, like I have to do something in this moment. But you guys are saying to go back to kind of the way it used to be, which is like, all right, we just saw what happened and I'll see you, well, our toughest guy is going to see you on your next shift type thing.
Yeah, and star players are a little bit different, Jackie, right?
Yeah,
if Connor McDavid gets laid out there, I want everyone on the bench, the concessions, the bathroom,
the fans, everyone.
The guys at Earl's in Edmonton, jump the guy, get him. But if it's you know, and this goes back to having a tough guy on your team, right? I know when I played against guys like Rupper or whoever, I wouldn't take extra liberties. So I still believe you got to have tough guys in your lineup. And when the time's right, Jackie, you make the guy answer the bell.
All right, fair enough. Let's get to our next question here. We have known for a long time that Connor McDavid, McJesus, whatever you refer to him as, is going to take home the Hart Trophy this year for league MVP. So the question then becomes, who should the other two finalists be? How do you guys see it right now?
I don't know, Jackie, but I got Brian Burke texting me right now, and I'm scared to look at it. I don't know if
Oh
Berkey's
my God,
going to
please read it on the air. You have to.
I can't read it, but I'm just scared. Berkey, I've been in his doghouse so many times, Jackie. I'm scared. But
Hi,
who
Brian,
you got?
if you're watching.
It's going to be a good text, I guarantee that. Listen, I'm going to start right here. I'm going to put Erik Karlsson as a runner-up for the Hart Trophy. And we got in the argument
Jackie
today.
loves you now.
We got in the argument today. It wasn't so much of an argument. It was a little back and forth about the Norris Trophy and maybe two trophies, right? The Bobby Orr for the offense, the Norris for the D. And maybe the guy wins both at some points. This year, I said, Obi, Erik Karlsson can be a legit candidate for the, a Norris or sort of the Hart Trophy runner-up to Connor McDavid. He's running away with it already. But Erik Karlsson at 100 points is a runner-up for the Hart Trophy. Are you not going to give him the Norris too with it? So that's my argument. I'm putting him right there. And then close behind him, Jack Hughes. There you go. That's Jackie.
Oh, is he on the right side
I'm on
of the
the Devils
river now,
bandwagon
boys?
right now.
Is he on the right side of the river?
He is right now for me.
I'm officially not. You're Jackie's favorite now, Up Dog. You're officially her favorite with Karlsson and Jack Hughes. I mean, she's gonna love you even more. Jackie, you're trying to get me in trouble again. Hey, I love it, fella. I love it. Listen, I'm gonna go with David Pastrnak. And I got to give it to Kucherov down in Tampa. I mean, the pass Kuch made the other night on the power play. I don't know. To those guys, I just think that's the finalists in my opinion.
A couple thoughts here. Kucherov, I did a whole rant on this earlier in the year. He constantly gets overlooked. He is so good. I definitely think he deserves to be in the conversation. I love that you guys have come around on Jack Hughes. 27 multi-point games this year. I think he's in the top 5 for even strength goals as well. I will say this. You guys know I love EK65. I've been pumping that guy's tires more than anyone this year in terms of the Norris. I don't know if I'd put him in the MVP conversation, though. And one I will add to the mix, and he will not be a finalist for the MVP, but I do think that I don't think the Colorado Avalanche are where they are without him, is Mikko Rantanen. He's tied for the league lead in even strength goals. Nate the Great McKinnon, listen, I'm a Nova Scotia girl. I love Nathan. I will vote for Nathan every chance I get for any category. However, when he was out and the Avs were dealing with all of those injuries, Mikko Rantanen kept that team afloat. They are not where they are right now without him. I sincerely believe that. So I think he deserves at least some acknowledgement in the Hart Trophy conversation for what he was able to do for a team that is hoping to contend for a Stanley Cup for the 2nd straight year. What do you guys think about Rantanen?
Yeah. He's been unbelievable for him, Jackie, and Lehkonen, who just got hurt last night, which is another terrible break for the Colorado Avalanche. But Rantanen's been unbelievable. I got to give some love to my boy, Matty Tkachuk. If Florida gets in, which I hope they do because of me and Jackie's bet, you could maybe throw Matty in there as well. But they got to get it going in South Florida. They're starting to scare me a bit, Jackie.
Yeah, you should be scared because you're going to owe me a bottle of Camus. But I digress. All right, last question for you before we get to our DraftKings portion of the segment. Biggest sleeper team currently in a playoff spot. What do you think?
For me, it is the Seattle Kraken. They're going to get in there. No one really expected them to do what they've done this year. I think they might leading the West. They were up there leading the West.
They've been battling all year at the top of the West.
Well, they're in third, I believe, right now, but they are only a couple points out of a wild card spot. So they've fallen a little bit, but they're still in there. I think they qualify as a sleeper team for sure.
Okay, good. So that's my team. Playoff hockey in Seattle. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see them, splash, have a big splash here in the playoffs.
I'm a little upset with the Kraken. I took them last night against Dallas and they lost. But anyways, we'll move forward. I'm going to say the LA Kings, Jackie. I don't love what they did to Jonathan Quick, but I love the pickup with Korpisalo in between the pipes. They're playing great. They kind of laid an egg the other night against Nashville, but look out for the LA Kings. They got veteran guys. They got depth. They got structure, and they play hard for their head coach.
Well, I'll be damned. We agree on something, Obi.
There you go.
The LA Kings are my sleeper team pick because they are a team that is built for the postseason. They are a matchups nightmare, to quote my good friend EJ Radic, because they've got Kopitar, they got Deneau. I mean, Philip Deneau has made a career out of being the guy that shuts down superstars, right? They almost beat the Edmonton Oilers last year, took them to 7 games. I believe they're a better team this year than they were then because of some of the points that you make, Obi, with the additions at the deadline, but also Kevin Fiala. I mean, Adrian Kempe has been great for them. Gavrikov is a great pickup on the back end. I do not sleep on the sleeper LA Kings. I'm with you. I think they are going to be dangerous come playoff time.